This is an update compilation on anything related to new Tool releases in the future, with a bit of Tool-related news. 2021 is quite a significant year for Tool. May 2nd marks the 15th anniversary of the release of 10,000 Days. May 15th marks the 20th anniversary of the release of Lateralis. September 17th is the 25th anniversary of the release of Anima. Tool's first ever release, the 1991 demo, will have its 30th anniversary. For this year, Tool seems to be preparing for the release of the Fear Inoculum vinyl, and potentially more beyond that. There's a lot that Tool could release. During a 2018 VIP Q&A, Danny implied that they have lots of live material.
Yeah, we've got tons of stuff. Over the last, I don't know how many years, we've recorded almost every show.
During the August, September, and October 2019 Fear Inoculum interviews, the next major work was occasionally brought up. In response to the question if there had been any discussion about not making the next album take so long to arrive, Danny replied, "There hasn't, but I don't think there needs to because I'm not getting any younger. The drums need to be attacked in a certain manner for it to sound like Tool, so it's going to have to happen much quicker on the next one. I hope we do another." Danny again, "My hope is we get in and knock out another record. We have tons of material. It's not going to take 12 years, or if it does, I'll probably be so old I probably can't pick up my sticks anymore. But my hope is we'll do another record and just keep moving forward." This is the last record of a 5-album deal, so that's a good feeling, and I hope that will be motivational in the writing processes. Justin, "Adam is always like, don't forget about that, we'll use it one day. So we have this huge catalog of stuff that we keep on the back burner." Asked about new music videos, Justin responded with,
"Yeah, we're working on one actually. So
Okay.
it's all in the works. I mean, there's a bunch of people working on them. We've had some footage that we haven't used for a while that we're trying to incorporate. We've got a couple of other guys that do CGI. It's a bigger collaboration, I think, than it's been. You'd have to ask Adam for specifics, but it's a bigger collaboration that's been before, and it's going to be a bit more of a mix of media.
In the newsletter for September 2019, Blair wrote, "I heard one of Danny's closest friends mention something that was truly music to my ears. Let's hope it happens. Stay tuned." Keyword music. Justin, "We had a lot of ideas kicking around over the years, even from the last couple of albums that never got used. We have a lot in the arsenal that we never get rid of. The things that we haven't used, we cherish very deeply." And Maynard asked in October 2019, "Will it take us that long to do another one? I hope not. I would hope that we would learn something from the process and not skip any steps, but just trust our intuition, trust our choices, and just go okay and live with it, embrace it. If you make a mistake, learn from the mistake." In November 2019, Undertow producer and mixer Sylvia Massey posted an Instagram video of her with Anima and Lateralis producer and mixer David Bottrell, and fans suspected this was about vinyl re-releases or remixes of the albums. When asked whether there was artwork for Fear Inoculum vinyl in January 2020, Mackie Osborne, responsible for design and layout of the CD, answered,
Some, yeah. Yeah. There will be a vinyl. The package is designed, and the box that's coming in and what it's going to look like is done.
And when asked about whether there were any plans for other album vinyl re-releases, she responded with,
No. We've talked about them, but we haven't worked on those yet.
A year ago, Danny was quite optimistic in April 2020.
I'm hoping during this downtime, as soon as we're able, maybe we'll get together, Justin and I and Adam, maybe start hashing out some new Tool stuff. In the meantime, maybe try to write another EP since we're down and we can't do anything else. I'm just kind of, waiting on that, waiting around. But that's all I've really got going on.
I actually sent a riff to Danny the other night. We were talking about doing this, and I was just making sure I could actually play bass. I thought I better pick it up and practice for a while. I came up with a riff, and it sounded really interesting to me and quite odd, the timing of it. It's just a thing that cycles around. But I sent it to Dan and I was like, do you know, I haven't even tried to count this out. Do you know what it is? He's like, let's not count it. Let's jam it first. Let's not even think about it. I don't know, just keep the possibilities of it alive until you have to kind of, once you've settled on it, then you can kind of figure out a way of explaining it, perhaps for the guitar player or the singer.
The May 2020 newsletter stated, Justin also tells me, I've also come up with several new killer ideas that will be for Tool. Adam has a few things going on under wraps from what I gather. Also in May, Adam posted early demo material of Descending on his Instagram. And still in May 2020, Justin said, I've written some interesting riffs which will be reserved for Tool. By the middle of 2020, Downey was working on a new personal studio and Alex Gray was working on a large painting of the Great Turn. In August of 2020, Downey was interviewed by Kevin Key and gave more optimistic outlook at new Tool material.
What are you guys going to do in the meantime, you figure? You're going to start writing some new material?
Man, that's my hope anyway. I've been bringing it up with Justin and stuff we're talking about. He said he's been logging a lot of new riffs and stuff. We had a lot of good riffs kind of left over too that we can sort of start as building blocks to feed off of. Tool hasn't been jamming now. We've been just kind of on hiatus here, nothing's really been happening, but I think it's time. Especially, we kept hoping that we were going to get back out, so we're just going to enjoy this while it lasts, But now it's looking like it could go through the rest of the year, so we need to get the lead out and start functioning. Maybe knock out another EP at least or something like that. And it'd be kind of fun. We've never really done that since our first release, done an EP, so I thought it'd be kind of nice to do something like that. And we don't have a record deal anymore. We're free agents, so we can kind of release whatever we want to release now, which is a good feeling.
Justin turned 50 in November 2020 and was interviewed by Alex Gray in the same month, giving more hope for new material.
Our next release, whatever that might be, will be 100% ours, basically. We're not contracted to do another album with our record label. So yeah, sky's the limit, really. I mean, not that that really matters one way or the other, but it definitely makes the options greater. We've got a lot of ideas. We've got a lot of ideas as far as creating new music. Yeah, we've talked about it. We're all up for it. Just don't know how it's going to pan out at the moment. I've got loads of ideas. I know the other guys do too. We've sent stuff to each other. Maybe just a song, I don't know. You know what I mean? Just maybe a different approach.
Right, yeah, you could be into different kind of releases and stuff that could be more. I mean,
it really, whatever we want, and the videos, it could be a song in a video, it could be anyway we'd like to. Yeah, I'm excited about the future.
Downey's studio progressed by December 2020, now adorned with Dr. John Dee's hieroglyphic monad on the floor. With Pussifer producing several live streams, a Tool live stream may be possible, and the website has a section for live streams, though this may just be part of the template of the website service they're using. Downey injured himself in late 2020 and underwent surgery, and he's been in physical therapy since February 2021.
This feels better too. Yeah, that feels like it's coming back.
The March 2021 newsletter implied that some kind of release is coming up, and in the same month, Justin said they're working on new material.
And why the hell isn't Tool working on a record right now? I mean, it takes you guys 10 years. You might as well.
Yeah, we started
13, but who's counting? Only
you might as well start now.
There's a lot of notes.
We're already 2 years into it. We're well into the first song, mate. We're well into the first song.
Still in March, Joe Barresi gave a little bit of new information on the upcoming vinyl of Fear Inoculum.
So like on the Tool record, we mixed to digital and to half-inch at the same time. And this is the first time the actual the CD came from the digital source for the first time for those guys. Normally it's only mixed to analog with a digital backup, and everything gets mastered off the analog. But this time, we're actually, the digital source was the CD and the streaming, and the analog source is the vinyl when the vinyl comes out. So it's kind of cool because the vinyl will be pure analog.
And finally, in April, Adam implied in his Instagram story that a new package, almost certainly the Fear Inoculum vinyl, will be released soon.